All right. Shalom Akim. It's a high spirit. We in Judah. All right. Of the GMS Mississippi camp. Giving our honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak. I also want to give double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David to elect. All right. It's a lot. I don't have a lot of light in here. In my car, I was at a particular location, at a particular park, and of course, when I go live, my battery just gets sucked up. You know, it just sucks up the battery, man. So I ended the live early. Then as I was walking to my car, the spirit hopped on me to think about more things that went into the previous lesson, which is what you put your energy towards. And you know, being introspective in this truth, right? Introspective means to look inward. Intro means in, spec means to see. So you're looking inward, you're seeing inward. And you study your own spirit and how your spirit works. And you understand that Satan desires to control your attention. Satan, even when you finna read the word or you finna do whatever, then your woman will call you or your little one call you, it's really Satan, man. Alright? And that's not to say you curse him out or, you know, treat him harshly, but that's really what it be, man. Because Satan wants to distract you. And not only does he want to distract you from the word, he wants to direct your attention towards something, man. He wants to, you ever hyper focus on something, man? And it's a demon, because in this truth, we're supposed to be focused on his word, man. That's our power, that's our comfort, is his word. That's what gives us spiritual water to our spirit, man. Alright? Hey, brother got a scripture right off the bat. It's Sirach 33 and 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again. But it says, give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest. So they shouldn't overthrow your position in this truth. They shouldn't take your crown. You have your family, you take care of your family, but they shouldn't allow you to just put down a plow so you can cater to their needs and wants, man. All right? Romans 6 and 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants you are to whom you obey, whether of sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness. Right? So, and it's heavy, whatever you yield yourselves towards, right? Because you could yield yourself to your own devices. You could yield yourself to your own devices. All right, that's why the scripture says, it's two scriptures that come to mind. All right, give not thy soul that which she desires. Something to that effect is in Sirach. All right, might be Sirach 37 chapter. But the nature of your soul or your will and your desire is that your soul and your will and your energy can go into any direction. So if your lust is, say, food, you could get like a food demon, so where you only want to eat. All right, you only want to eat. You only want to watch videos of people eating food, like that little fetish thing people got where they just watch people eat food. You can have a liquor demon, so where you're not just drinking in moderation anymore. You're not just drinking at the house. It is you letting this thing consume you. You know, whatever your addiction is, that's where your extra money gonna go to, and that's how you know that's your addiction. All right, if you starting to go broke for that shit, that's how you know it's an addiction. But addiction is something that really you giving your mind over towards, man. If you give your mind over to a woman, guess what? Guess where all your money is gonna go. If you give your mind over to like I said, liquor, guess where all your money is gonna go? To the point where you're broke. When it starts interfering with your responsibilities, that's how you know it's an addiction. All right? Your lust. All right? You give your mind whatever, because what happened is you take something that's not a sin, but then a demon attach itself to it. And when a demon, because that's what really a fiend is, like a demon, man. All right? But when a demon attaches itself to his vices, when it attaches itself to your vices, not all your attention is consumed in it. And whatever all your attention is, and it becomes your world, guess where your money is going to go? All right, that's why the scripture says, "Give not thy soul to harlots." But what does it mean, your soul? Your desire, your will, your attention, your energy, your time, your spirit. That's your soul, and that can happen. So we have liberties in this truth, but you can mess with a harlot, and now all day you just looking at harlots in your phone. You watching their videos of them performing, and it's the way you know spirits fuck with you and different things because your body might not even want it, but your mind is hacked. All right. So there's a difference between doing something in balance and being overly consumed in it. But you have to know the nature of your flesh. You could get hooked on anything. And Satan wants you to get hooked because he wants you to destroy yourself, man. He wants you to destroy yourself with yourself, man. All right? Just being overly consumed in your flesh. All right? But the overconsumption goes back to what you put your intention into. All right? That's one of the scriptures. The other one is Sirach 18. But I get this. Sirach 37 and 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life and see what is evil for it and give not thereunto it. All right? And here's another scripture, Luke 22 and 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you that he may sift you as wheat. All right? And one of the ways he'll sift you or weed you out is giving your focus over to something else, man. Whatever you focus on, you empower that shit, man. If somebody rub you the wrong way, you got an enemy, all right? Like an enemy at work. And when you go home, you still thinking about that person. Somebody did you wrong 15 years ago, and you still thinking about that person. All right, you empower that motherfucker, man. You made that person a leading actor in your movie that's inside your mind. All right? It's easy to do it because that's the nature of the flesh. The flesh is negative, man. All right, and they want you to be overly consumed. Your mama mad at something your daddy did 35 years ago, but that movie playing vividly in her mind, and it consumes you, man. That's where bitterness comes from, man. All right, and you'll get overly consumed in things that you'll forget that you got a mission, man. All right, but on the flip side, because there's always a flip side, because it says in Sirach, the Most High created everything two or two, one against another. So everything you have has a positive and a negative attribute. So the negative attribute of your spirit and your energy is that you could consume yourself. You could give yourself over to something that'll ruin you. All right, that'll be your focus. But on the right hand side, all right, you could empower positivity, or you can empower your Yahweh side. You can empower things that benefit your mind. Just how you can be overly consumed in negativity or something in the flesh, something that can ruin you, you can be consumed in righteousness. So you always in the word, you always looking up words, you always got videos, you're always doing videos because you've given your time over to it. And the way you know you tap into the spirit when you keep thinking of new ideas. All right? All right, this is Sirach 33 and 14. Good is set against evil and life against death. So it's the godly against the sinner and the sinner against the godly. Sirach 33 and 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. That's the duality, the dualism of Yahweh Bashmal Shai. Every side has a flip side. So there's always a positive and a negative. Okay? But once again, you have to understand the nature of your spirit. All right? The nature of, not your spirit, but the nature of your soul. Your soul has a lot of energy, man. All right? Your will and your desires. You got something called an impulsive behavior. All right? What is an impulse? You can't control your spirit. Your spirit is like moving energy inside of your body, like moving water inside of your body, and you don't have any control over that current that's inside of your body. All right, what's an emotion? All right, it's really a feeling empowered by energy. All right, the thing that makes anger so potent is that it has energy behind it. It has that impulse behind it. It has that power behind it. All right, the thing that can make, what's another? Sadness behind it is the energy behind it. And that's what empowers it, man. The thing that makes something frightening so powerful because the energy behind it makes you actually feel frightened. You actually feel the energy or the spirit of fear, which that's how you know it's spirits too. All right, but the point is, all right, the point is, man, all right, that it's power in your fucking mind. It's power in your mind, man. All right, you can create shit in your mind. It's powerful, man. That's why the elites, they want your mind stuck in these phones watching bullshit. Because you actually giving your soul over to it. That's not to say you can't watch some random stuff on YouTube. You can't have your own pastime. But at the same time, the elites know what they're doing when they gave us entertainment. The original definition for entertainment was literally to keep your mind contained. The original definition in etymology, and I think they changed it. Right, but it literally means to keep your mind contained, or to contain the mind. So Satan wants to contain your mind with folly, all right? Because he don't want you to be quote unquote woke, all right? But this power, brothers, all right? Whatever you focus on, that becomes your reality, and all your will. But whatever you focus on, your will comes behind it, man. You know, and like when it comes to wisdom is like a woman, and it's a beautiful thing when all that youthful energy that you have is concentrated to this wisdom, man. Because women like being pursued. What makes wisdom any different? So, it's when you on a hunt, you should come for wisdom. Like you should come for wisdom, like you on a prowl, man. Like you on a hunt. Get it, man. All right. But something that I've noticed is meditating on some things within the past couple of weeks, past week or so, is that really you amplify shit just by thinking about it. Especially if you're thinking about it over days and days and days, man. That becomes your world, man. But it's really it's you. Like lust only has power once you put your focus behind this shit. Once you put your focus behind it, all right, that empowers the object that you lust. It's not the object, it's the lust inside you that you let overpower you, man. You really become a king, all right, when you have power over your nature, man. You have power over the energy inside you, all right? You have power over your spirit, which is like energy, which is like waters. And you control what direction you want your spirit and energy to go. Like I said, when it goes in the wrong direction, that's when you go broke. That's when you ruin yourself. That's when you get overthrown by your vices. As it says in Psalms, give not thy soul unto women, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyed kings. So what are ways that destroy kings? Addictions, all right? Giving all your focus and energy to your vices, all right? Being imbalanced, being immoderate, all right? Yeah, being intemperate. That's a way that destroys kings. Because one of the first rules of being a king is controlling yourself, man. How can you control your subjects and your dominion if you have no dominion over yourself? All right? So these are things we got to pray to Yahweh Shema Shai, lest we read the word, but we have no control of ourselves and we fall away. And the scripture says a just man falls and he rises back up again. So even knowing this, we do fall. We have episodes where we at a low point. We done fell into a temptation. And the most I get us out that temptation, all right? We have to make sure that we don't keep repeating the same things, man, and falling for the same temptations, man. Well, with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Kakadash, our double underscore elder apostle and elder bishop, the great millstone well. Peace and blessings. Health and wealth to the house of David the elect, Abba Baal, Kamesha Allah.